Hello and welcome. So it's Sunday the 20th of April 2025, Easter Sunday, for those who enjoy their Easter eggs. And I'm going to take a look at the Guardian's Quiptic crossword. So this is the one being published this morning, and it's been set up by Carpathian. See Carpathian quite a lot in the QCs and the Quiptics, and generally get through them okay. I think they're a little bit on the they can be a little bit on the tough side occasionally, but normally complete their puzzles without too much difficulty. So I don't think there's anything more to say. I'm just going to check the recording button. Yep, and crack on. So faculty holding wriggling asp in bag. Wriggling asp, I would have thought was some kind of anagram, really. Satchel, faculty ease. Okay, evil initially. Initially missing after king gets struck. Okay, evil initially missing after king gets struck. No. Okay. Frequent public area. It's a frequent and public area, I assume. Public area, can't think of one. Let's go to annoyance. Church meets with a smile. That must be chagrin, mustn't it? Chagrin. Church a grin. Okay. Superficial pig crossing lobby. Superficial, so pig is hog. Crossing lobby is atrium. Atria, hallway. Gosh. Lobby might be meaning to petition for something. Superficial would be shallow, which is a hall with an O. I was thinking that the wrong way then. Repartee, as every other piece is consumed. Is that eaten? As every other piece is consumed. I thought it was reparteeing. I think there's an E-A-T-E-N there, alternating letters, I think. Become aware of arrest. Become aware of arrest. I don't think there's an anagram there, although it feels a bit like it should, but okay. Criminal, no, that could be an anagram word. Crept neatly, 5-6 by end of alley, so put a Y on the end of that for a bit of theft. Ooh, what's that, grand larceny or something? There's no bit of theft. I think larceny's in there though. I'm going to put larceny in there. Yes, put larceny in and then use the anagram. The anagram helper. So we've got crept neatly with a Y. Okay, that's interesting. End of alley is a Y, unless it's the other end. Type pital. I don't really think that's working. Okay, let's take that out. It isn't gonna grow. It isn't. Petty larceny actually. That's what it is. Petty larceny. It was. Okay. Supply, new examination, lacking rule, that's opportune. Golly. Examination would be an all rule, maybe. Lacking rule would be take an R out. Rule. Legal, illegal. Nah, I'm not getting that. Days, sadly, drinking cola, causing indigestion. Cool. Days, sadly. I mean, days, sadly sounds like it will be an anagram of days. With cola, which is... I haven't got a synonym for cola, other than soda maybe, or brand. Is it Peps? Okay, Pepsi, it could be Pepsi actually. You do get I think Pepsi does have something to do with indigestion, but I'm not convinced that, well, not in terms of the brand, but in terms of there's a word maybe. Okay, dish they emptied to show devotion. Dish, what's a dish? Piety. Pie. Oh, where have I gone there? Piety. Joins male. I'll go through all clues after and explain what I can explain. Joins male bears getting caught out. Male bears. Male bears could be to stand something, getting caught out. So take a C out of something. Bears are... Okay. Hot mixture of gases to fix bend. Mixture of gases to hot H bend. Axe perhaps without centre is ingenious. Axe. Axe is to cut. Perhaps without centre would be take the RHA out, which leaves you PEP S PS. Ingenious. Clever. Ah, clever and a cleaver. Yes, of course. Clever. Okay, let's look at the downs before I do any scrolling. Evil. Oh gosh, evil struck. Initially missing after king gets struck. So king is going to be a K or an R coming out of after king. I think that's probably a K or an R. And then a word for evil, but without the initial letter. I think. I'm not sure. Let's look at the two. Looks for article by comedian but about acting. Looks for article by comedians. Sorry. Comedians are wits, but that doesn't fit. About acting. Looks for searches. So actually that's just to me the article, unless it's AN there, it's going to be that A there, I can't think what else. Looks for two letters, maybe it's an A, don't know, let's go on from there. African region is strangely greenish just before 4th of April, well the 4th of April is the I, Serengeti, or Serengeti isn't it? Serengeti, I think that's how you spell it, which is greenest, yeah, that's anagram greenest, I'll go with that. Help to improve vision as clean contests arranged. So that's just now a clean contest, I suppose. 5 and 8 is 13, yeah. Contact lenses. Okay, good. I'm going to avoid going back to that one across yet. Heads of organisation run a terrific talk, or rate. That's an acrostic. Excuse me. Gentle sheep, dead and covered in fungus. Gentle. Sheep could be a tup, I think, T-U-P, or lamb. Lamb might be a good word there, lamb. Covered in fungus, dead. Gentle. Could be a D on there. Gentle or flambéed. Not sure about that. I'm going to leave the M there for a minute. Negative votes involving, that's probably nays then, round bundle at present time. Nowadays, wad, there's my nays. 0 is round and a wad is a wad. Okay, I'll go with that. Excuse me. Temporary staff members, happy lectures stimulated, so it looks like an anagram, happy lectures. Temporary staff member, any cracking in my brain? Not really. Happy lectures. Yep. Temporary temp. P's and H's. And Y's. Supply teacher. Okay. Wow. Okay. Yes. So staff member being a little bit more specific in terms of members of staff are normally the name for people in schools, aren't they? Okay, that's looking good across there. Maybe come back to that. Give back. Position to harvest. Reap. Feature reappear. So that's reap. Give back. Position to harvest. Feature reap. Give back position, reapply, reappoint. So that's reappoint. Widespread and impressive encompassing short thought by master. Excuse me. That's C. Encompassing makes me think it would be a hidden word, and the only C I can see there is that one. Working back wouldn't be civenk. Widespread and impressive, encompassing short thought is an idea, so an I'd, I think, by master. Widespread is epidemic or something? Epidemic. Is that? There's I'd. Would that be right? Excuse me. Epic is impressive. I'd is short idea by M for master. Yep. Interpret scams firm. It's not an anagram, although it looks like it wants to be. Firm is normally co, but that doesn't work. Firm is therefore solid, hard. Not sure. Okay, let's go back on. Yeah, let's go on down. Let's do a bit of scrolling. What the heck? Sometimes you just got to say what the heck. Check I'm still on screen. Okay, before I do that. Okay, I think I've got them all on screen. So the last across one that I didn't look at. Note alien, put on fork. Ooh, note alien would be ET, put on fork. Gosh, fork. Note. Nothing going on there in my brain. Done that. Right, high protein food gathered up by Jim Hunks at first. GU. Got an E there, in piety. So there's not an acrostic, but Jim Hunks would be GH, I suppose. So yeah, I think we've got food. Oh, is it whey? No, not whey. High protein food gathered up by Jim Hunks. I mean, H at first. Must be an H there, mustn't it? Okay, let's continue on to Hear the Small Seal and Little Bird. Here, gosh, small seal and little bird. Signet. Okay, so how do I spell signet? I think signet is a SIG is seal, and a bird is signet. So the baby swan there. Banishment from Old Island by the French. Old Island, weasel. Banishment from Old Isle exile. There we are. That was easy, wasn't it? Okay. What this is? Note alien put on fork. Don't really like that HT there. Let's go back to the beginning. Scroll around a bit. Let's see. So hopefully I've got rid of some of the bottom ones there. One across faculty. Holding wriggling asp in bag. Okay, there's my asp, maybe some kind of case. No. The only way it's going to be an SAC, isn't it? If that's wriggling asp there. Knapsack, I think that is. Which gives me my K for king. Let's see what I've got there. A knack. Having a knack is faculty, yeah, with a wriggling asp. Okay. Evil. Missing after king gets struck is I kind of feel like that's kicked. Wicked, yeah, kicked and wicked. So wicked without W. There's my article by comedians about looks for about acting. So article by comedians about acting. Going to move on from that one for now. Frequent public area. Public area. Green. Nope. Okay, this one's, what's this? Become aware of that's apprehend, I think. So let's take that out. App. Yeah, okay, that's quite a obscure meaning of become aware of, but to apprehend, to understand, which means the gentle sheep, dead and covered in fungus. Gentle, gosh, not a lot going on there. Let's get down here. Supply new examination. That's lacking rule. That's opportune. What's that? Supply new examination. Lacking rule. That's opportune. Not a lot happening there. Okay, Dave's sadly drinking cola. Pepsim. I'm sure there's Pepsi in there. which makes days sadly, but the diapepsin, is that really a made up phrase? I think that's probably made up on my part, isn't it? Where's that M coming from? Drinking cola, M, days. Staff members was correct. Oh, I've got members already there, haven't I? That can't be right. Supply teachers, that's why. What did I? I must have. Okay, that's interesting. Supply teacher, that changes a lot if I can write in the correct things. Dyspepsia, which makes a lot of sense. There's days with Pepsi. Dyspepsia. I said Pepsi might be something to do with indigestion. Okay, right, let's have a look at this one then. Now that I've corrected supply teacher from that horrendous mistype. Supply new examination. Lacking rule, that's opportunities. Oh, I can't think of propitious. Proprietal, prop. Supplies to. Is it to prop? I don't think so. New examination. I mean, examination's a lot of letters for a anagram. That's opportunity. Okay, let's have a look at this one down here. Joins, male is M, I think. Bears getting caught out. Joins. Joins. Okay, I want to go look at this one here. Hot mixture, H for hot. Mixture of gases to fix bend. Okay. Is rear point correct? I think rear point is correct. Point is a feature. Yeah, I think point is a feature. I'm not entirely sure, but I mean, yeah, because I've got gases with an N there, so mixture of gases is a to fix bend. There's not a lot of things will fit in there though. H-A, H-E, heighten, Whedon, Hoist, Hoiston. Are we looking at like O for oxygen and A for, argon following that or something? Which obviously isn't the case for rear point being there, but let's go down to this one down the bottom. Okay, so note alien put on fork. I've still no better. Note alien is normally ET. Put on fork is to gosh. It had gone so nicely up to this point. 16 interpret scams company. Console interpret a scam is a cons firm is interpret construe. If something's firm it's true, I guess. Construe, I think that is. Okay, I think this is prop, supply prop, but then exam lacking rule, new examination lacking rule, providential. Okay, is that a biff? Providential does fit. Why is that providential if it is? Provide, yep, and then N for new, and then examination is a trial without an R in it. Wow. Okay, bring it on. Oh, what's this? Joins male bears getting caught out. I don't know. More joins. So it's going to be word meaning joins, which is marries. I think bears caught carries. Bears carry bears. You bear something to bear luggage. So that's what you carry luggage. You bear it. Okay. So it's 3 at the top and 3 down the bottom, and this I'm not entirely convinced by this one. High protein food gathered up by Jim Hunks. Oh, maybe the gathered Jim Hunks at first is the G there and the H there. Food would be nosh, ganache. What is that going to be? High protein. Going to take that out. Just have a look at what note alien put on for does for me. I cannot think of any. I mean, alien I say is ET. Note is normally do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, none of which fit there. So then you're looking at just a B, a C, D, drat, and then what am I doing with the R? Where does the R go for alien? E, fret feels like a good fret, frat, frittata, grat, grit, grit, note. Note can sometimes be an N, but that isn't going to fit there. Supply teacher, I think I've sorted that one out now. I'm going to take a risk that quite happily. I'm going to have to test it actually, just double check. Supply teacher, happy. Oh, there it is. Happy lectures. Very helpful. Bit of browser there. Shuffle. I think it's right. I don't know. I can't tell if that's right or not. Supply teacher. Yeah, fairly sure of that. So looks for article by comedians. Where am I? Anagram helper. Looks for an about acting and by comedians. Comedians, we're going to think of wits. There must be a S on the end of that, wasn't there, if there's comedians? Looks for, but you see, I'm a bit stuck here as to whether looks for article suggests if that's looks for, it doesn't really start the thing. About acting. We just put about acting. Are we doing a hidden word backwards? We haven't actually had a hidden word, have we, today? Which I'm a bit disappointed about. Gentle sheep. There's a few possibilities there, dead and covered in fungus. Gentle sheep, dead. I mean, dead. I think that'd be something like you'd. You would be sheep, D for dead, but covered in fungus suggests it should be. What is fungus? Mould? Weed? Well. Well-meaning, well-intended. I wouldn't really put down fungus as a weed, per se, or as weed. Frequent is often public area. My word. So yeah, I'm really stuck on these last three. Right, I'm going to put the video on pause while I have a think to myself. Okay, about a minute of thinking there, and I've rearranged the screen because it's a bit off, but now I've just realised that actually looked at that on horizontal and suddenly the word for fungus came out as mildew, and if it's covered then it's mildewed, and yeah, actually my U sheep, my D for dead, and mild is gentle, which makes this common. Common is frequent, yep, that's easy, that's gone straight in as soon as I've got that one, so that just leaves these three down here now to have another think about. Hot mixture of gases, well hot is H, mixture of gases, excuse me, to fix bend. I can't want that to be to fix bend, is to am I right with point, rear point? Give back position. I think if you give back the position, you rear point someone to the job. You rear point them. To harvest is to reap, and a feature I think is a point, but it does seem to make these two rather difficult, right? This. I just scroll down a little bit for that. High protein food gathered up by Jim Hunks out first. Well, Jim is PE. Jim is PE, and Hunks out first. Maybe that's that. So then food upwards would be high protein gathered up. got. I think it's probably high protein food and then gathered. I think. No, I think food going upwards. P. So that means H is there again, doesn't it? Put on fork is shot. Can really see that's being a shot or a chat or a chit. Well, I think that's right. I'm going to take it out, see if it helps me out a bit. Note alien put on fork. This H. I mean, what else am I going to do with hunks at first? H. I can't think of many high protein foods if I'm honest. P. Peanuts have got them, I think, but hot H, mixture of gases, to fix bend. Harden, argon. Is it hot mixture? HOT? Can't be HTO, can it? I think so. I think H has to be hot there. To fix bend, I mean bend can sometimes be a U, a letter U in things, but note alien put on fork. Right, I'm going to go back to pause mode, see if I can get some more. Okay, I think, I'm not entirely sure about this, I think this is a crotchet, which is a crotchet, which is a musical note, and crochet is what you put something on, you put on your fork, but whether you alien for ET, so I think, so then that makes rear point look good, you know, rear point looks okay, as I thought it was. So what have I got here? I really haven't got much beyond a vowel there, have I? Y, hi, hoi, hoiston, hoist, hoist, hoi, to bend, hoi. I've still got the one at the top to do as well. Hey, hairpin is a bend. Air is gas, and pin is to fix. Wow, what a biff that was. So what's this? P. Yeah. Maybe the P isn't right. Well, I have a feeling, yeah, PE. No, it can't be. High protein food. Gathered up by Jim Hunks. Gathered up, PU. If that's a PE, protein food gathered up by Jim Hunks. I mean, if that's PE, something P. What's food with a? I'm thinking there's a food word backwards in there because it's a down clue. It's up, or is it just gathering up? UP by Jim Hunks, PE. But then what's the other letter? Unless it's an X for by. Not very likely. Up by X. Let's put the P back in there for a minute. Not convinced about that now, but there we go. I mean, Jim Hunks could be just PEH there, which PE. There's not a lot of things go there either. Peep. So I think that P at the start is probably wrong, but what it's wrong to, or what it's meant to be, I'm not sure. I'm going to have a look at this one up here. So just looks for articles. Looks for articles. Looks for awaits. Article A, wits, about acting. Could that be awaits? So wits are A is an article A. Wits looks for, I think that's a wits. Awaits, sorry. I'm going to biff awaits in there. Not entirely sure of the passing of it, other than put an A in the middle of wits. About acting. So A is acting, maybe. And that just leaves this one down here. Again. Here I am again. And I will go through all the clues in a minute. Let's try and keep that as the minimum off the screen. Where am I? Gosh, that must be a CH. TH. Can't need too many things fit in there. And if it's a TH, where's that coming from? Or is it a par? High protein food. Food gathered up by gym hunks. My list of high protein foods is not good at this moment. It's not quinoa. If that's, I don't know. That's got to be high protein. Am I overthinking this? Is it high, with a high? And so I think there's many things that go in there. A C, PCH, not really. VBNM, no. PSH, not really. So I think that GH, probably not. Normal letters that go before H aren't really going in there, so unless it's a vowel, and that's quite a possibility. I think the only one really fits in there is a T. But where that T comes from. Okay. Once again, I'm heading back. Let's put heading back to the pause button, see if I can figure this last one out. Okay, I've kind of reached a stage where I really don't know what I'm doing on this last clue. I think it's the name of high protein food. Gathered up, I think we need to put a word that means gathered going upwards to start the clue, and then we've got gym for PE and hunks at first to finish off. So the best I could come up with was set as gathered. I mean, it could be something like Ken, got, doesn't fit. I don't know. I don't think I know this word. I'm going to just check it all and see where I come to. Tess, okay. Well, I'm going to reveal it. I'm not going to faff around now. Met, temper, not a word I know. Gathered, met. I don't think I was getting to that either. I think I have to say I think it's a bit of a poor clue for the Quiptic on a Sunday. I've never heard of temper, and gathered is met. Yeah, okay, gathered, yeah, okay, group met, get gathered, I suppose so. Okay, let's go through and decode these as best I can. Okay, so if you've got a faculty is ease and the ability to do something, so you might have the knack, K-N-A-C-K. That's holding an anagram of asp, as indicated by wriggling, and a bag is a knapsack. Frequent, something that occurs frequently is common, and a public area is the common area. Annoyance is chagrin, church is CH, meet with and then A, and grin for smile, as in the clue. We've got superficial as shallow. We've got a pig is a sow crossing the hall, which is a lobby. We've got alternate letters, as every other piece, alternate letters of reparteeing. So the second, fourth, sixth, eighth and 10th letters give you eaten, and eaten is consumed. Become aware of is to apprehend, so you kind of, if you gain understanding, then you become aware of something, likewise you apprehend it. It's like comprehend, but it's definitely apprehend. Anyway, apprehend is to arrest. Criminal is telling us there's an anagram of crept neatly coming up, and then we need to put that by the end of alley. So the end of alley is a Y, so put that last Y on the end. And a bit of theft is petty larceny. I think the fact the bit of is a kind of hint that it's a smaller type of crime, petty. Supply new, so supply is to provide, N for new, and then an examination is a trial lacking an R, so take the R out of trial, gives you the TIAL ending, and something that's opportune is providential. Days, sadly, has got DYS, A, so anagram DY, days, DYS, and then the A. Drinking is putting cola, Pepsi into it, which gives you dyspepsia, which is a type of indigestion. A dish, so a pie is a dish or a pie dish. It can either be the pie that you eat or the pie dish itself. They emptied is take the letters out of they, which gives you a TY, and piety is to show devotion. Let's scroll on down and see how good I can look at the clues. So joins is marries, male is M. If you bear luggage or bear stuff somewhere, then you're carrying it. So bears is carries, but getting them caught out. So take the C off of carries. Oh, this is another horrible one, really. A bend in this case is a hairpin bend. Fair enough, you do see them on roads. H for hot, mixture of gases and air, and a pin is to fix. An axe is a cleaver, but without the centre, so take the A out of cleaver gives you clever, and clever is ingenious. And then finally, now again, here's another one. So we've got 3 clues here: temper, hairpin, and crotchet. They're all a bit hard to understand in their definitions or whatever. So the crotchet, I think, is a note. We need to put the alien, which is ET, on the end of a fork, and I'm taking the fork to be a crotchet, a crotch. Which is something, a definition I've not really heard of. I don't know. Maybe I've got that wrong, but I think that's what it is. Let's go to the downs. So we've got evil is wicked, but take the W off of wicked gives you the icked part. Put it after the K for king, gets struck. Struck is kicked. I guess so. Looks for is awaits. Article is the A. Articles are A, the, and an. A. By comedians are wits. About A for acting. That's an obscure abbreviation I've not come across. And again, looks for is a bit obscure for awaits. African region is the Serengeti. Strangely, it's telling us there's an anagram of greenest, so that gets us most of the clue just before the 4th of April, so the 4th letter of April is an I. Help to improve vision. Well, contact lenses definitely help to improve your vision, and contact lenses are an anagram of clean contests. As arranged is your anagram indicator. I don't think you need the as part of that anagram. I think it's just clean contests. Heads of is telling us there's an acrostic of organisation run a terrific educational. So that gives you orate, and to orate is to talk. Gentle is mild, sheep is ewe, D for dead gives you covered in fungus, which is mildewed. Negative votes, so negative votes are nays, so N-A-Y-S. Involving round is O, and bundle is a wad, which gives you nowadays, which is at present time. Temporary staff is temporary staff member, so member of staff at school, for example, is a supply teacher, which is an anagram of happy lectures. Stimulated is your anagram indicator. To give back a position, so if you had a position in a job, you bring someone back to that position, you reappoint them. To harvest is to reap, and a feature, landscape feature, is a point over there, feature. Widespread is epidemic. Impressive is epic. and that is encompassing a short thought. So idea without the A on it, so it's a short thought. I'd by master is M. To interpret is to construe. There's a good definition for you. A scam is a con. Now we've got S on the end of scams, so we need to put an S on the end of cons, and then firm is true. It's a little bit of a toughie. So we can keep going down on these, and then we've got the high protein feed, which is temper. Never heard of that before. So we've got gathered up, which is met. So if you meet as a group, you gathered, met upwards, and then gym is PE, and hunks at first is the H on the end. So last clue I think is all I need, which is the hear the small seal. So we've got a sound alike of a small seal. So if you're a plumber, a small seal, a kind of washering thing I think, is a signet, which is spelled S-I-G-N-E-T. So the sound like that is a signet, which is a little bird, i.e. a small swan. And there we go. Oh, we've got exile left. Let's just look at exile on the anagram helper. Banishment is exile. Old is X, I for island, and then the French le. So that's a nice clue. So there we go. I think that's everything looked at. Let me know how you did. Did you complete it? Put it down in the comments. Thanks for watching.